2023 boosting period. We're going to be boosting up 2023 in intimacy and relationship. Today, we're going to look at what if there were things that we could do to keep our men from running all over the place. Sometimes no matter what we do, they will still stray. They will go away. But what if you had the power as a woman to keep your man entertained and happy all the time, or most of the time? Today, we're going to be talking about 5 key things that you can do to boost your relationship and to keep the man happy for 2023. Welcome everybody to Psychology at Work and Play. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I am happy that you're able to join me today. And of course, if you know Serena any at all, you'll know that I am somebody who believes in excitement and joy and all of that excitement in relationships and intimacy. This is one of my favorite topics. This is something that I've been taking for many years to different settings, to ensure that people experience some of the things that I personally experience. I have been married forever. And when I say forever, I don't even remember how long it is. It has been so long, and I've stopped counting the years. I'm just enjoying the time as it goes. It's going, and we're having a beautiful time. Today, I want to share with you 5 secrets to keeping your relationship warm and entertained and full of what it needs to keep that man coming back. So we're going to talk about them, and I want you to leave your comments. I want to hear from you. What are your views? I want to hear from you. What are some of the other topics in this intimacy conversation that you'd want us to have going forward? All right. So we're going to start by talking about these 5 key things that will keep your man coming back for 2023. First, we want to start with appearance. Many women don't pay attention to how they look. And we have to take into consideration that our men are on the street. They go out every day. They see women every day. They look like us. They look better than us. And they look worse than us. So you want to ensure that when your man decides to go out there, it's not because you don't look the part. You want to look the part. So you want to make sure that you present yourself all the time, or most of the time. Because some days you just feel like you don't want to get up and get yourself together. That's fine. But if 90% of the time, then you find yourself not looking the part, not looking attractive, then you'll find that your partner is going to start looking at other people who he may find more appealing than how you look, right? So if you work, when you go to work, when you're going to work, make sure you put yourself really good. Nice clothes, put your makeup on if you're a makeup person. If you're not a makeup person, at least make yourself look presentable. So your appearance needs to be that which he can, be proud of and something he wants to come home to. You know what's sad? When your man goes out every day to work and interface with so many different women in different settings, on the bus, in the taxi, in the workspace, in the mall, all these different places. And the girl's really looking good these days. And then when all of that is done and he comes home, what's happening at home? You meet a woman with a skirt drawn over her breast, or a dress that she had forever that she no longer wears when she goes out. That's what she's wearing, a dress that is no longer suitable for formal occasions. You put that on, a part of it all torn down here or torn down there. Come on. All clothes kill the man vibes. That's what I want to tell you. So make sure when your man comes home, you're looking the part. Make yourself look sexy. At night, you don't wear these long dresses covering up the entire body to go to bed to sleep beside your man. If he wants to get intimate, he'll have to go all the way from here to Timbuktu, which is anywhere far, to find the tail of your dress to get it up. By that time, he falls asleep. Come on, guys. So you want to make sure that you look the part. If you can't afford all this fancy nightgown, you buy your local t-shirt, buy whatever color t-shirts. Get them all cut different, patterns on them. Draw the waist and tie a little bump at the side, and try to make yourself look attractive and appealing. So at least when he comes home, he knows that there's something beautiful waiting for him. Okay? Comb your hair, fix your hair nice. Not because you're at home and you may not be going anywhere. Make sure your teeth is brushed, your face is, looking good when he walks through that door. He should see the most beautiful woman ever. Okay? Because remember, you have people living next door who will take the man. Okay? Your neighbor will take your man. So if your neighbor presents herself better than your relationship is threatened. Mind you, the relationship is not built on necessarily on how you look. But in these times, there are things that will distract the relationship, right? And sometimes even when the men are not thinking about being dishonest and unfaithful, sometimes we push them to that extent, okay? So you don't want to be in that position, okay? The second thing we want to talk about is giving your man the kind of hype that he deserves. So, in my relationship, my husband, I call him, he's Morris, right? But for some reason, somewhere along the line, he's about 4 feet something. I'm 5 feet, so I'm taller than him, right? So I decided that, okay, I'm going to give you another name. I feel like you're especially when he does a great job. When he does something wonderful. Whenever he takes me to yonder and back at bed at nights. Oh, I just want to blow him up and let the whole world know how wonderful of a person he is. And so I changed from calling him Morris to calling him Mr. Campbell. You know what he says? He says, when you call me Mr. Campbell, I feel so powerful. Yeah. So I tell my friends about this little man, and sex is something I speak of freely. I talk about our intimacy. It's just something I like to do. And when I'm talking to some people and I talk about like, how wonderful my husband was and he has been and stuff, when they actually meet my husband, they're like, oh, they thought he was a bigger person. He had, bigger body. They imagine this tall, strong, powerful person. You know why they had that image, they formed that image about him? Because I hype my man. I want people to see the powerful man he is. It's not about the size. What would Jamaicans say? It's not the size of the gun, it's the effect. Yeah. It's not the size of the gun, it's the effect. So you have to hype the man, let him feel like he's important. He serves an important purpose, in your life. Let him feel very, very appreciated. And sometimes it's not about qualifications. It's not always about how much money one works or one doesn't work. That's irrelevant when it comes to intimacy. Yes, there's some level, you'll think about it when you're looking at other aspects of the relationship. But you have to give the man the hype. So you may be at a higher level than him in terms of education. He may be at a higher level than you when it comes to how much money is made. Okay? So in that sense, both of you are equal because one is higher in education, one higher in money. Okay? Whatever it is, give the man the hype. And when you give him the hype, you in turn will get, the attention. He'll feel that you're so special because you allow him to feel like a king. A man in a relationship needs to feel like a king. And who is best to make a man feel like a king than the queen? Okay? So you have to hype the man. The third thing I want to talk about is the entertainment that is in the relationship. Some of us women are too boring. We're so darn boring that when the man gets home, all he can think about is to go back from whence he comes. And as I said, ladies, it doesn't matter what it is that you do. If he wants to go, he will go. But I think we need to put in our part of the work to make the relationship work, okay? So we have to ensure that we entertain. When the man comes home, if you're already looking good and he's already hyped up, then the next thing you want to do is entertain. You want to dance for the man. Many of us don't even know how to dance for a man. Yeah, we don't do that. But I find it's very interesting. And what I find is that when I come home and I put on my little body rider, my little shorty shorts, and I dance around and I dance around. I remember one morning, my husband went to the bathroom, and when he came back in his nice sexy brief, and he was dancing the hell away. What I say he was doing? He was dancing the hell away. I mean, he was bumping all his the whole groin area was just up and down, and he was just gyrating, and it was so exciting. So just imagine how much excitement he can also get from you doing that. We have to ensure that we're sharing the relationship, okay? So the fourth thing we want to talk about is communication. In any relationship, communication is key. You cannot maintain a healthy relationship without talking about the things that you like and the things that you don't like, okay? You have to let the man know where you like to be touched. Don't expect that he's automatically going to know that you like to be kissed on your ears and you like to have your big toes up. Whatever it is, he needs to know. And what you find happening in many relationships, you'll find when the man is in the intimate moments in a sexual encounter, we expect that the man is going to know where we like to be kissed and caressed and all of that. We need to let them know. So what we find we're doing is that each time he ventures somewhere and does something, then we hiss our teeth, we turn our backs, and we come. He cannot know. He cannot know what we want unless we communicate that, okay? As a matter of fact, before we get into bed, we need to know what each other like. You need to anticipate what's going to happen. So you have the conversation leading up to, okay? You don't wait until you get in the bed and then the hissing of the teeth starts and the frustration starts. And then when you find the relationship start having challenges, it's because we don't communicate, okay? Let your partner know where you want to be touched, where you like to be caressed, which parts of your body gives the greatest pleasure. Tell your man what you want. And as we talk about communication, there are some things that some of us consider taboo. We don't want certain kind of sexual activities. Some persons like oral sex, some don't. That is something that you need to talk about before you go in the bed and have the expectation. If you don't talk about it, don't go and expect any surprises. Spontaneity is good, right? It's a very important part, which is the next part we're going to be talking about. But as I said before, let your partner know what you like. And you also need to know what your partner like. Because if you don't know what your partner likes, he will not be satisfied. When you're done and when you think you've done your best, then you realize that, hey, somebody else out there have a better idea than you. Someone else is willing to do more than you. And if that is so, that's okay. Because certain boundaries must not be crossed. You must decide how far you will go, but what you need to do with these boundaries, that you need to communicate them. It doesn't make sense you talk about, all other things and the important things that are important for your partner to know they don't know. Make sure that the man knows what you want. Fifth and final part of this conversation is being spontaneous. Be creative, be open, be open-minded. Some of us limit ourselves to the greatness that can happen in intimate spaces, right? When you don't talk about some of the things, it may be okay, but you must be spontaneous. Sometimes your partner comes home from work, the man comes home, he's so tired from a long, rough day, and he goes to the couch and he just slumps himself down. No, you need to be spontaneous. You need to go down in your little body rider shorts or your little shorty shorts. Yeah? You go down and bend down and, pretend as if you're brushing off something, and make your bottom sway, at him. And when he looks up, no matter how tired he is, when he looks up, he's going to get more energy than you can imagine. What I usually do is that sometimes my husband is outdoors and doing some stuff and we're at a little private space in the yard and he's like maybe digging to plant something. I put myself right above where he is. And every now and then I just crack my legs open a little bit and he takes a one peep and he's like, later will definitely be greater. Okay? So you need to be creative. You need to be spontaneous. You need to be open-minded. So sometimes he may come with an idea to say, tonight I think I want to tie your hands. Let's try that. Just do it. Come on. You may like it. You may not like it, but you may like it too. So be spontaneous. Think about some things that you can just pop out and jump out and do. Maybe things you've seen in other relationships that's kind of cute. It may not work for you, but try. Because you won't know how well it is until you try it. Okay? So, we'd have talked about 5 key things that should boost your relationship in 2025. 2023, 2024, all of those years. Start now. Start 2023, take you into 2025, and guess what? I can guarantee with all of this man will be running back for more. And let him know you got more where that came from. All right? If you like what's happening here, subscribe. Tell me what it is in the comments, what you want us to talk about, more topics that you want to, hear coming from it. Please like. And so we can continue to do this. I have some more interesting topics coming up. And I want you to, go back, see my last video that talks about, vision boarding and how you plan your future. Because you may be planning your future with a man in there. You may not have a man already. You may be thinking about, that as a part of your vision for 2023. If that's the plan, start looking at how you're going to structure your vision. Go back to this video up here that we looked at, how my dad made his vision board from 1960s and how it is applied even today. So you can learn a thing or two. So like, subscribe, and let us continue to talk. Thank you very much for watching. And this is Psychology at Work and Play.